crossover, Toyota, Lexus. Today, these three words probably sum up the auto industry in North America better than anything else. Toyota is now the world's biggest car maker, and in this market has some bestsellers in each segment in which it sells vehicles. Today, we're here to test two of those vehicles, the Lexus RX350 and the Toyota Venza crossover utility.
Here in our drive, we try and take you for a drive in every different kind of vehicle, but we're concentrating lately on the SUV or the cute utility vehicle market. Today we got the Lexus 2011 RX350.
This Lexus is an example of what we call today as a crossover. A vehicle that combines the attributes of a car, namely good on-road refinement, handling, decent fuel economy, with some of the attributes of a traditional 4x4, such as a high driving position, greater ground clearance than the average passenger car, and also the superior traction offered by four-wheel or all-wheel drive.
Now it's marketed as a multi-purpose vehicle, kind of a switchblade. Good at everything, not really great at any one thing.
Now, as you can see, at the moment, I'm on an off-road course. Freshly groomed snow trail, which has had a slight helping of rain added into the mix. As a result, conditions are rather slippery. And being a sort of car-based vehicle by nature, this Lexus is sliding about a bit. However, it's actually quite fun in some respects. It's not uncommon today for a manufacturer to have 5 or more of these vehicles in its portfolio. But the interesting thing is, some sell better than others. In the premium luxury segment, the Lexus RX350 is one of the top sellers.
The only vehicle that I've seen advertised lately that's designed to take air is the Ford Raptor pickup truck, but as you can see from some of the videos, this one actually takes to the sky pretty good too. I wouldn't suggest you do it if it's your own personal vehicle, but this is a manufacturer's demo, and at some point in its life it'll be for sale on a dealership lot near you under the executive driven status. So if you buy a white EX350, I'd highly suggest you go for the extended warranty. I've tested it, I've driven it, I couldn't break it. They are a good truck.
But what exactly makes the Lexus RX350 the entry-level luxury crossover? Well, it's probably a hard one to define. I guess the same thing is like asking, why is Heineken such a popular beer, when to many people it actually tastes like utter swill? Well, there's certainly one thing. Lexus has built its reputation on quality and refinement, backed up by good customer service. And it's reflected not only in the brand itself, but also the vehicles. They tend to have a very high resale value, they tend to last a fairly long time, they're decently put together. But the heart of Lexus is about luxury car refinement. And the RX350 here certainly fits the bill. I'm driving along on an off-road trail up here in central Ontario, one that's rather bumpy and slippery, and the vehicle has barely any squeaks or rattles to be noticed. However, at the same time, it's not exactly what I'd call fun to drive. I'm actually having a bit of a hoot now. I've switched off the traction control and actually throttle steering a bit through the corners, but as you can see, due to its front drive architecture, the vehicle has a tendency to understeer through most of the corners. But if I look around the inside as well, I'll find that the Lexus is pretty well equipped. I've got nice leather upholstery, I've got a Mark Levinson premium sound system here, and most of the controls are actually pretty easy to use and logical. And of course, like most luxury crossovers, this vehicle comes loaded to the gills with satellite navigation and other goodies. And of course, for safety, it's got everything from anti-lock brakes to stability control and traction control. However, as an enthusiast myself, the best thing about driving these vehicles is still being able to disengage the traction control and have a bit of fun.
As you can see, when the speed goes up, the traction control kicks on. But with a quick push of a button, we can actually make this truck fun again. Now when we start ramping the speed up, this thing tends to lose its composure. But you can only expect so much from a vehicle that's meant more for hauling the kids to school, getting the groceries, than actually pounding around off-road with a bunch of journalists that have got huge right feet.
As from a practical standpoint, well, the Lexus is pretty good. I mean, it's got a decent amount of interior room, the seats are comfortable, there's enough space for 5 passengers, and the trunk is a decent size too. But what's the price for all this? Well, crossovers come in all shapes and sizes, and prices range from downright affordable to rather expensive. The Lexus RX350 falls somewhere in the middle. One of these, by the time we've had options and taxes, will probably be nudging north of $50,000. Now, while that might seem a lot, you have to bear in mind that it is somewhat of a luxury vehicle, and there are people out there who are willing to pay that. As for me, well, I'm not so certain. I've usually been driven by bargains, and of course, my own personal taste lend to more performance-oriented vehicle. But the Lexus RX series has been a consistent seller over the years, and it remains to this day.